Hello, and welcome to another week at the bungalow. As you can see, plastering's all finished. It's had a bit of time to dry, so Claire's prepping ready for painting. So it's the first sort of blinding coat. It's a really watery mix of box standard emulsion and just water. Gives us plaster something to soak up and seals the surface ready for the proper coat of paint to go on top. "50-50 mix here. Just roughly measured out with the bucket. I think you can get a proprietary mix of sort of this watered down paint that you can use on fresh plaster, but after talking to our plasterer, he said there's absolutely no point in just to water down box standard Dulux or Crown, whatever you buy really. Once that's mixed up, pretty standard painting process of starting in the corners and getting all that done and then filling in the gaps in between. And then with that first coat done and out of the way, get some proper paint on the wall. So first coat on the new plaster of unwatered down emulsion. Once again, Claire's starting with exactly the same process. I think we get a roller involved as well now. Using a roller this time because the initial watery down one, it just splashes absolutely everywhere if you use a roller, so brush is a load easier because the paint's so watery. So when it comes to the rollering, this is the preferred method rather than using a roller tray. Big bucket and roll it up the sides. It just means you can hold a lot more paint. It's a lot easier to handle. Less likely to kick it over, I suppose. Is also another added benefit. Paint get all there for the brush. Once again, climbing up ladders, etc. just saves you having to get down and step back up again all the time. and just generally making the job as easy as possible, because it's pretty laborious and pretty boring. So getting the first coat on, another one will be required. Wall's all done. Long poles out and off with the ceiling. So the ongoing problem of making sure you've covered the whole ceiling, all the painting's been done. The daylight helps. It's a lot more difficult when you've got artificial light. And then here we are, final coat. As you can see, it's gone dark outside. Claire's managed to pack this all into one day. No mucking around. Sticking with the white, we've got some colour being injected by furniture and soft furnishings, etc., that are going to go into the room. So as far as the walls are concerned, keeping it standard. The very much on trend white. And there we have it. Whole day's work and 20 litres of paint. Done. So with the painting done, radiators. Let's get some heat in this place. So we've gone for a column style radiator, relatively modern looking, in white. Floor to ceiling there, 1.8 metres long, about 400 wide. Fed in from the bottom, so the pipe work that we've been doing makes a bit more sense now, so all hidden in the wall, and then the pipes just appear at the bottom, ready for the radiators. I've had the radiators sitting for about the last sort of 6 months. We got them first and foremost so that we could measure where the valves are and get the pipes in exactly the right place. So this is pretty key and fundamental. It's like a lot of these things, like bathroom fittings and everything else, when you're trying to hide all the pipe work and keep it out of the way, you need to actually have it there with you. So the radiators have a certain way being plumbed up, so they've got a baffle in the centre of this bottom. so the water flows in one side around the radiator and then back out the other. Thermostatic rad valves going on all the radiators in the living areas, so to speak. Bathrooms will have just normal valves, so they'll run all the time. Just means you can have them on in the summer and dry towels and stuff like that without all the radiators coming on in the house. That tends to be what will happen. We'll just run them an hour maybe, just to dry out towels etc. in the summer. Connections into the bottom, PTF tape, making sure it's going around clockwise so that when you turn them into the threads on the rad, it doesn't undo the tape. And then into the top goes the blanking plate and the bleed valve. Got the brackets in place there as well, ready to measure up. Try and place these on the walls. And then here comes some serious measuring. Trying to get these brackets exactly in the right place so that the pipe fittings at the bottom of the radiators line up. Laser levels out. Get them nice and upright. There's a small amount of adjustment on the brackets, but nevertheless, want to try and get them as exact as possible. Bit of copper pipe putting into the pipe hole at the bottom, so I can just get the measurement as near as I can. And then using the pipes that come out the wall to line up the laser to give us a straight line from that. And no going back now. Drills out, holes are going into the wall. So it's quite nice over this side because we've got the blockwork wall. We're just going through the plaster and into the blockwork. Nothing too serious. Spoke too soon. Hit the edge of the pad stone, and so now SDS drill's got to come out to get through that. But at least you know the radiator's not going to fall off the wall. Brackets on. Like I say, there's a bit of up and down adjustment here, and then side to side with the brackets on the back of the rad. And then that's it, no more putting it off. Got to lift those radiators into place. About 30 kilos, something like that, maybe 40. And that's with no water in them. Just trying to hook on the bottom and then slide the top ones into place. Then moving on to the next one with exactly the same process. So we've got two of these tall radiators going either side of the bifolding doors. To be honest, all the radiators in the house are going to be these floor to ceiling column radiators, all identical. We've got a slightly different one in bedroom 4 because of the size of the room, and then obviously the bathrooms will have heated towel rail type design to dry all those sort of things. Here we're slightly different because obviously we're going through the drywall, or with dry lined walls. Odd ones went through the dabs of plaster or adhesive that hold the plasterboard on the wall, so they just get solid wall. Raw plugs, and then we use the hollow ones elsewhere. But things like this make it start looking like an actual room, finally. So with two in place, we can start sealing up the other outputs from the radiators and get a bit of heating on and warm the place up a bit. But thank you very much for watching, and as always, we'll see you again on the next one.